Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the New York City Council vote of the Committee on Finance. Can everyone please silence your cell phones at this time? Thank you for your cooperation. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Good morning and welcome to today's Finance Committee meeting. Councilmember Justin Brannan, I have the privilege of chairing the Committee on Finance. We've been joined this morning by Council Members Juan, Sanchez, Osei, Barron, Velasquez, Hanks, Brooks Powers, Hudson, Lewis, and Moya on Zoom. Today the committee will be voting on the following items: a transparency resolution and 6 property tax exemption resolutions. First, the transparency resolution sets forth the new designation and changes in the designation of certain organizations receiving local aging and youth discretionary funding and funding pursuant to certain initiatives in the budget. As with all transparency resolutions, council members will have to sign a disclosure form indicating whether or not a conflict exists with any of the groups on the attached list. If any council member has a potential conflict of interest with any of the organizations listed, they have the opportunity to disclose the conflict at the time of the vote. As a reminder, please disclose any conflicts you may have with proposed subcontractors used by organizations sponsored by discretionary funding. These disclosures must be made before the subcontractor can be approved. Disclosure forms must be completed and submitted prior to the vote on the transparency resolution and may be emailed to Julius Caranda, who is also present and as always with us in the chambers today to answer your questions. The first property tax resolution amends Resolution 569 of 2023 to make necessary technical corrections to the text. The second resolution authorizes a partial 40-year Article 11 exemption for one building in Councilmember Osei's district. The exemption will regulate rents in the building at 50% of AMI. The third resolution authorizes a partial 40-year Article 11 exemption for 2 buildings in Councilmember Moya's district. The exemption will extend and deepen existing affordability on the site after the building's 421A exemption expired. The fourth and not final. The fourth resolution authorizes a partial 40-year Article 11 exemption for one age-restricted Section 8 building in Councilmember Nurse's district. This exemption will preserve affordability following the building's refinance with a HUD mortgage. The fifth resolution renews a previous Article 5 exemption for one building in Councilmember Rivera's district. The exemption will regulate rents in the building at 50% AMI. The final, but most certainly not the least, resolution authorizes a partial 40-year Article 11 exemption for one building in Councilmember Osei's district. The exemption will regulate rents in the building at 50% AMI. For the record, the property tax resolution for 6 buildings in Councilmember Abreu's district has been withdrawn per the member's request. Are there any comments or questions from my colleagues on these items? Seeing none, I will now ask Billy Martin, the committee clerk, to call the roll, and we've also been joined by Councilmember Carr.
Good morning, William Martin, committee clerk. Roll call vote, Committee on Finance. All items are coupled. Chair Brannan.
I vote aye.
Moya.
I vote aye.
Thank you. Powers. Aye. Lewis.
I vote aye.
Brooks Powers.
Aye on all.
Barron.
I vote no on item 4 because the 230 units are 80% of the AMI, 22 units are at 100% of the AMI, and only 35 units at 30% of the AMI. I vote no on that and aye on all the rest.
Thank you. Hanks.
Aye on all.
Hudson. Aye. Osei.
I on all, and really proud of the work my office and I have been doing to preserve affordability in our district.
Sanchez.
Aye on all.
Velasquez.
I know, but I'd like to disclose on the record, my husband is a DC at DEP, and my brother is a board member of Samaritans of New York.
Juan. Carr.
Thankfully, with nothing to disclose, I vote aye on all.
Councilmember Faris.
I vote aye on all.
Thank you. So, with a vote of 14 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, all items have been adopted by the committee, with the Queenwood project being adopted by the committee, 13 in the affirmative, 1 in the negative, and no abstentions.
Okay, we're leaving it open for whoever isn't here, but you guys can go. Thanks.